Hello everybody, welcome to my part 3 of my gamers audiophile journey. I learn as I go and I'm going to share my experience. Soon I'm going to try new hardware. I'm going to share my experience as well with them and how it's like moving from closed back, which I play my entire life, into open back, IEMs. And of course, then we're going to dive deeper into finding the ultimate one for different budgets. And of course, it's not just budgets, it's personal preference, depends on the game that you play, the music that you play, but this is more emphasis on gaming in most part. Keep this in mind. So in this particular episode, we're going to talk about, this is going to be the main theme, sound signature. And there are different terms that are used by audiophiles where are very important to understand, because this is the way people speak when they try to describe how headphones, not just headphones, but basically headphones, earphones, speakers sound like, and they try to portray this to other people. So if there's no common ground in terms of terms, it's going to be even harder for people to understand. And once you understand the terms and you already have experience, you can actually communicate with those terms easier. So again, this is why it's important to note. Otherwise, if you invent your own terms, many people will find it even hard to understand. It's not going to be clear. So this is why I needed to learn them. And I'm going to share with you an important tip how you can actually get an understanding how certain headphones or IEMs sound like before you buy them, at least as close as you can get to it. Now, to learn about it, I Googled it and I found myself in Audio-Technica. And Audio-Technica is a popular and renowned brand in the audio industry, founded in 1962 in Japan, and widely recognized for its range of high-quality audio products. And you can see the signature describes the volume settings of the different frequencies from low to high. Now, generally speaking, in audiophile terms, the sound signature refers to the unique overall characteristic of how a pair of headphones, earphones, or speakers reproduce sound. It's essentially the audio profile that defines the balance and emphasis across the different frequencies, bass, mid, and treble, of the audio spectrum. Sound signatures can be broadly categorized into several types, each appealing to different listener preferences, and you can see them here. For example, there's the balance or natural, kind of even representation across all frequencies, ideal for audiophiles seeking a true representation of the recording without added coloration. There's a warm one, which is emphasis on lower frequencies, bass, and mid-range, often the slightly rolled off treble. This signature provides a smooth and comforting listening experience. There's also the bright, which emphasizes on higher frequencies, offering enhanced detail at the expense of potential listening fatigue over time. There's V-shaped or U-shaped, which emphasizes both the bass and treble frequencies with a dip in the mid-range. This signature is popular in consumer audio for its dynamic and exciting sound. There's also dark, which is the opposite of bright, with more emphasis on the lower frequencies and less the treble, leading to a more subdued and mellow treble response. There's also bass heavy, which is a strong emphasis on bass, suitable for genres that benefit from thumping or booming bass. And of course, when it comes to gaming, explosion, shooting, and all this stuff. Now, it's important because if you buy a gaming headset, you also plan to listen to music. You want to find a headset that can keep a good balance between the games that you enjoy playing and the music that you're going to listen. It depends, of course, if you want to listen to it more than music than gaming, it's a different thing. It's up to you to decide how much you're going to game with it, how much you're going to listen to music with it, or maybe you're just going to buy two separate ones, one for music and one for gaming. But it also depends on the genre you're listening, and then it will also, you need to consider the sound signature of specific headset that actually fits the genre you prefer listening. Keep in mind, there's also the balanced one. If you don't really know exactly what it's for, you're doing many things. I'm going to quote from Audio-Technica: a sound signature, again related to balance, such as this, is an all-arounder and can accommodate almost any music genre. So if there is anything specific that you like, you can choose, go with the balanced one. Alright, we're going to go all of them and kind of try to fit genres they're actually good at. It's not like 100%, but more or less. So the V-shaped sound signature, enhanced bass and treble, suitable for action games, first-person shooter, and racing games. They emphasize bass its depth to explosion and gunfire, enhancing the immersion, while elevated treble clarifies footsteps and distance shots, important for situational awareness and competitive play. Keep in mind that if you play, for example, on the PC and have access to an equalizer, you can actually kind of elevate different frequencies. It's better to have high resolution ones, so you can really target specific areas and you can elevate them, so it will have less impact on the overall balance of the sound signature and actually maybe cause the overall experience to be impaired. But you can also search online. There are many people already experienced with certain headset, and they can give you some tips how you can improve it for certain games, but even give you kind of maybe a file or maybe kind of a tip how to change different frequencies in order to make it sound better for your specific needs. Now, one very popular one, in equalizer software is called Equalizer APO, and actually recommended by many audiophiles. So make sure to check it out. High resolution ones, and you can even save different profiles. I used it in the past. It's amazing. The second one is warm sound signature, rich bass and smooth mids. This is suitable for, again, most part, for role-playing games, RPGs, and open-world games. Great for me. A warm sound signature adds a lush, inviting layer to game soundtracks and environmental sounds, making long play sessions more enjoyable with its non-fatiguing sound. But again, from my experience, there are situations where the mids are kind of emphasized, but I feel there are so many sounds that it feels overwhelming. Maybe because some of the headset, of course, those I actually use now, have bad sound separation, so it really kind of feels all clamped together and kind of a mishmash of sounds. So again, if you have better high quality headset, you're gonna have better results, of course. Next one, you have the balance or neutral sound signature. This is suitable for strategy games and simulation games. A balanced sound signature offers an accurate reproduction of sounds as intended, ideal for games that rely on strategic thinking and planning, where sound plays a critical role in the gameplay experience. Next one is bright sound signature, elevated treble, suitable for puzzle games and platformers. This enhances clarity and detail in the higher frequencies, can make sound cues more distinct, aiding in solving puzzles or navigating complex levels. Although I did read some people prefer this for first-person shooters. Actually, they prefer not having V-shape or strong bass because sometimes the bass kind of overlap the other sounds and kind of muffle them. So sometimes, having just a bright sound can be very, very good for first-person shooters. Again, give you that kind of details and understanding the distance of different sound cues, and just hearing footsteps clearer instead of focusing on other frequencies which are not actually essential for competitive games where you actually really need to hear where the sound is coming from, especially footsteps. Next one is bass-heavy sound signature, which is suitable for action-adventure games and horror games. The powerful bass enhances the impact of dramatic scenes and can make suspenseful moments more intense, adding to the thrill and immersion. Now, this can be great for Battlefield, for example, but again, in general, open back will have more subdued bass. But I read that some people actually found that this extra bass or something, those who have a bass extension or heavy bass, just feel a bit, it's overwhelming, it's too strong, and kind of take off from the fun listening and from the details, and it's just overwhelming. So again, it's very personal, some experience different. Again, I mentioned anatomy also before, and different type, maybe I haven't mentioned, but also different type of ear pads can affect this. Many things that can actually affect you using an amp, DAC or not. They can basically affect how strong the bass is, and sometimes it can be overwhelming for in certain games. It's important to take everything into account, but I'm going to talk about all of these in a future episode. Now, there's also the analytical sound signature. It wasn't actually in or the Technica and other resources that I searched for, but basically it's kind of a mix between a flat and bright sound profile. And this is suitable for competitive FPS and multiplayer online battle arena mobile games. The ability to pick out minute details in the audio can provide a competitive edge, allowing players to react more quickly. So if you are a Valorant player playing, for example, Fortnite or CSGO, you should look into those who actually have this analytical sound signature in most part. And again, the thing that you should take from here that, again, if it doesn't really super accurate, is that each sound signature brings a unique listening experience that can complement different gaming genre by enhancing the atmosphere, improving gameplay through audio cues, or making long session more enjoyable. And choosing the headphones with sound signature that matches your preferred gaming genre can significantly enhance your overall gaming experience, and some say even performance. Now, I thought you're going to give you an extra tip. For example, if you want to hear how the sound profile will, well, more or less will sound like, again, you're going to listen to it with your own headphones through YouTube in this particular case. But I read many people that actually, especially if they put something as a reference and compare, they said that, well, the headset that I bought sounds exactly like what you are actually showing in the video. So there are different channels that actually showcase the sounds and compare the different sound of different headphones, so you can kind of get an understanding, especially when you hear it one after the other, one close to the other, how it actually differs from the others. And this is probably the closest you can get to actually listening and try to, you know, feel how it of certain headsets sounds like compared to others. So I highly recommend that. And the comparisons are amazing. This is one of them from Hi-Fi. I can understand the rest. Lots of comparisons of very popular headset, and you really understand the different sounds, how different the sounds like between different type of headset, because it plays one after the other. So it switches sometimes fast, sometimes slower, with different music types, and you know, it's amazing. Not gaming in this particular case, but you get understanding of the sound signature, at least the footprints of how it sounds like compared to others. Next one is Stereo Bytes. Next is Solo Coffee. Canoe, which is actually very good as well. Make sure to check it out. So I recommend just Googling or in YouTube, right? You know, the headset name, sound demo. You can even try it with the game. Maybe you're going to find something. But again, because you're hearing this in your own headset, you won't really understand exactly the sound, and especially when it comes to soundstage and imaging. But it gives you kind of some understanding, especially when you compare one versus the other, kind of the differences. Again, it's not, you can't really fully understand, but it's something. It's something that you can add and try to understand. And because I read that some people wrote them that it sounds actually exactly how it sounds in the video, I know that it has some value, and that's why I'm sharing it with you. And this is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Consider subscribing to my channel as I learn more and I share with you. And you kind of, if you're new to this, you're gonna find that, you know, you can progress with me and learn more about this, and eventually discover the best of the best, hopefully. As I get new hardware and I try and learn new things, I'm going to share with you, hopefully as accurate as I can. If you think that I made a mistake, let me know in the comment section below, and you can add, of course, your own input. It will help very much. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.